Okay, so we're going live now.
Do you want to make me your moderator? You didn't do it last time.
Yes, we should do that. Whew. Okay, let's see here. Let's run stream, buddy. That is definitely the wrong chat. See more social media tools. Let's see here. Hello. Gotta pop out. Let's first get. Okay, so that's refreshed. And
so you designed your own, basically your own overlay for it?
yep.
That's cool.
On what?
You designed like an overlay.
Yeah.
Yourself.
Okay. And it does all the pretty graphics and all that.
I mean, it makes an explosion when everyone says boom.
Whoops, that's totally not pointing in the right place.
That looks cool.
That looks really cool. Perfect. No, I'm in the shot now. All right.
I think that's good. We used to run Mint or Cinnamon on my Ubuntu laptop,
Mm-hmm.
and then it broke. And I thought,
Did you break it?
no, it just randomly like UPower stopped working with my battery, so I had to reflash everything.
Oh no, he says the format with the Sele was pretty unhandy. That's not good.
Ben did?
No, Packer.
Oh, the CSV format.
Yeah. Mod team standing by. Okay.
I could. That was weird.
And I gotta get the stream stats up. Stream buddy script. We are now on this video, and live chat ID is this. Wait, that's not right.
How come I didn't get an alert that Charles started a stream?
Are you still streaming to the same one?
Yeah.
Okay, because this one says part 1. I'm not sure if.
Oh, what?
Also, it's making much of
It says part 2.
Dude.
What is going on there?
What are you looking at? Is that an ad on this video?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
and I
Huh.
have an ad blocker, which is weird.
This is very weird. What's going on? Also, I don't really understand.
Sorry.
So, does it actually say part 1 on yours?
No, it's part 2. Wait, on whose?
On yours. Okay, hold on. Type this thing into the chat for me. Actually, I'll do it here. Hold on.
No, okay.
Okay, that is working. Okay.
I
Oh, okay. Let's make sure that playing songs works. Let's do something with Brendan so I don't get in trouble if it isn't working. I hope he's okay.
thank you for reminding me.
Good, it's actually working.
Are you gonna message him now? Because I was about to.
We should probably all message him.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I was about to say, now you're playing Brendan's. How you been wearing his shirt today, man?
Oh, wow, that's weird.
Almost like you left here in a rush. And then returned in the subsequent rush.
We also left in a rush from the place we rushed to.
Yeah, that was all of today has just been a big rush, but I guess that's just how it is. Okay. Whew. Only 23 people showed up for part 2 here, so but that is interesting you didn't get an alert. Anyway. Yeah, all this stuff looks legit. Okay,
Hey,
so Packer.
I have mod. I didn't even know that.
Do you have another export from Sele, maybe with a display radix to hex instead of ASCII? Wait, what?
Who's MK?
I don't remember. I don't know who that is. So Packer apparently has already looked at the data dump, but apparently it was insufficient.
Is it Mike? Cool.
Maybe.
Let's also fix this. Next Hacker House Day.
He's talking again about Pulse Width Labs.
Oh yeah, when is the next Pulse with Labs Hacker Day?
I don't think it's coming up for you personally. It would be next.
That's right, we have to skip it.
People are out of town. I mean, doesn't mean so few of us can meet up still.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a thing I wanted to really live stream, so if we would be up for doing, it would be live stream.
Next weekend? Sure, yeah.
Yeah, specifically, so I actually got the Vive working on the Raspberry Pi really well.
Is it the Pi or the...
No, a regular Raspberry Pi 3. Like,
the new Pi 3.
Yeah, the new Pi 3. Like, so not the janky, like, orange Pi that it's been just, like, sucking my life
What
dry.
about... have you looked at the Asus Tinkerboard yet?
I have not. If you had one or something, you wanted to mess with it, and we want to see if we can get it with the Vive, that would be cool.
No, what I ordered is the Pine 64.
I'm unfamiliar with that one.
I bought it because it's 4K. 4K support. The Asus and the Pine have 4K.
The new Raspberry Pi 3 has 4K as well.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, they quietly added it and didn't tell anyone.
Okay, because
Like-
we were talking about that for MagFest to have the displays be 4K
Okay.
eventually because it's easier to read text on it.
Wait,
I've
I've seen this and it is magic.
What were you gonna say, Outlaw?
What?
Sorry.
The next Pulse Width is next week, and then we don't have another one until August 25th.
We'll just schedule it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's because pretty much Hackafe, myself, and a bunch of others are going to be in West. So if,
Right.
if
No,
the
that's
local
exactly
people
why.
wanna-
Yeah. Which I asked Spriggs to be like, hey, can I get access to that calendar? So we
You
can.
should, you should probably do like a Nova Labs Day or something.
Yeah, let's do
Why
Nova
is
Labs,
this-
but no one is here because no one wants to drive to Nova Labs.
I don't want to drive the Nova Labs. Actually, I'd love to because I've never been, but
I think you would like it. It's. We don't have as much cool equipment as the Foundry.
the Foundry's for profit though.
Yeah.
So it sucks to go there.
it does kind of emotionally take it out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nova Labs. The whole reason why we stick around is because like we pride ourselves on the fact that we are a community where everyone can just ask people questions and just poke each other's projects and be like, hey, can I touch this thing you're building? Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
So the thing with the Foundry is that you can do that, and a lot of people do tend to do that. It's just there's not a lot of electronics work going on. They have like 4 soldering stations and maybe like a spectrometer. And
You
that's
should
it.
probably speak up when you talk.
Oh, and the
I mean,
you
that's,
confused me. Oh, and it's like every time you go, you have to pay $20 for your gas.
so our soldering equipment, I think it's free to use because it's in the orange bay. So anyone can come in and use it. I am making a class and making some of the equipment yellow. And the only reason we're doing that is because, you know, the same reason for all the other equipment is either you can damage it or damage yourself with it. And like when you have a $2,000 oscilloscope, you want people to be verified, you know, so you have to have classes for that. But I was my idea was because we have so much. It's gonna be a lot of equipment that you just need to know very few things. It's not enough to do like a 2-hour class on.
Yeah.
Or an hour-long class even. Like you could probably do an hour-long scaffold otoscope, but most people already know what they're doing with an otoscope. So I want to do a just a simple online survey, and it's like, hey, which one of these things do you not do and why? And then like I will review it and be like, yeah, you're fine to use the scope, kind of deal.
That's the kind of, like a class like that is the kind of class I would like to go to.
Well, we're going to still offer classes on how to use the scopes, but I'm not going to require it for sign-off. Instead, I want to test for sign-off, which is you don't have to pay for, kind of deal. So like a lot of times
That's a really good idea.
because a lot of times we do a class and you're like, okay, you're signed off now. But I'd rather it be like, here's a test, and if you can do this without the class, that's cool.
You see, the thing is at the Foundry, it's like you can either pay to take the class, or you can pay the exact same amount of money.
We have to
get certified.
We have to respond to some people in chat.
Okay.
Technical differences. I can hear 4 run with overlap with still work. Oh, hey, is that Paul Skiri? Are you Paul Siri Games? I've never known how to pronounce your last name. I know we went to college together, if that's actually you. But that would be really cool. So Packer, no, there's no reason to do an export to or from another format. This really is about as good as you could possibly get for this, because we should be able to suck this into some program and be able to read off based on the timestamp to determine whether or not it's a 1 or a 0. Actually, would somebody mind fixing the focus? It's killing me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like my eyeballs, I can't see them. The next one, anytime on the next Hacker House, that's what we were talking about. I'm not sure what you mean when you said I've seen it and it's magic. Ooh, that's a lot better. Okay, thank you. How will you run the Vive on such a small card? Okay, so for the Raspberry Pi, it's actually really powerful. It's just a matter of, like, you just have to be reasonable with what you're expecting. So the Raspberry Pi can easily output, apparently the Pi 3 can easily output to the Vive without really any issues, no fancy stuff, and it just works. And then you just draw to that frame. So instead of doing a compositor like most other VR systems, we're going to skip the compositor phase and just go straight for drawing the triangles directly to the screen. So far that seems to be working pretty well, but not spectacular. Next one. Rock 64 has some untapped potential software-wise still. I don't know what you're referring to when you're talking about Rock 64, Sean Drew.
It's the Pine board I was talking about.
Got it. Okay. Well, if you can go get around to that, that'd be awesome. Hi, Paul. That is very cool that you've come out. I regret that very little of the stuff that I'm doing will be applicable to you. But if you want to learn more about the insides of how all of this stuff is going together, that's pretty cool. Couldn't find a program that would accept it. Been working with SIGROC PulseView. No, when I say that, I mean you would have to write the code that would read this in yourself. So you'd probably be using scanf if you're doing it in C, or whatever the equivalent is if you're doing it in Python. But the idea is that we're going to be looking at the difference in time between each one of these segments and then making a decision about what type of data it is with that. RPi Vive. Oh yeah, Arsino, that is crazy fast. So I don't know. I'd really like to, I think I might do that next weekend if I'm free. I think I'll be free, so I would have fun doing that if you guys are up for playing with the Vive on a Pi. It would be really helpful if there's somebody else at least, because then somebody can be wearing it while I'm coding for it, and then you can describe, like, this is bad, this is good, that kind of stuff. Okay, so I think we're going to be doing a live stream next time. I am doing the distortion correction in the Vertex shader, just like Google Cardboard. My algorithm is not as good as theirs. I don't know what code I really need to use in order to make it good. So if other people will be able to contribute to that, that'd be cool. But as of right now, we have something that's at least passable and tolerable without making everybody just puke. So that's kind of nice. Okay. Just tried to leverage some of the existing protocol analyzer tools. Got it. If you do, cool. If not, I don't know. I'm right now completely disenfranchised with the protocol thing on the Sele software, so we'll be writing that ourselves right now. I'm going to go in here, protoanal is .c. Int main file star f equals f open. Oh, actually, you know what we should do first? I guess we should probably recap exactly what's going on and like how the Vive 2.0 stuff works.
Yeah, I'm curious about that myself.
So, what do you mean, like the stuff? Oh, wait, were you here when we took the camera to the Vive?
No.
Oh, okay. So tell you what, we'll at least spend a minute right now in this live stream recapping the differences between the Vive 1 and the Vive 2.0. This is the kind of stuff I think people like Paul would be interested in, so I hope that you are still around. Packer, if you really can't run it, that's okay. I also forgot, the way you're supposed to do files for projects is to make issues and upload the file to the issue. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to bring up is the actual Lighthouse itself. So this is an infrared picture of the Lighthouse 2.0. Inside the Lighthouse 2.0, unlike the 1.0, it has a single rotor. So if you look at Lighthouse, Lighthouse GIF, the way it actually operates is, this is a normal 1.0 Lighthouse, is you have one rotor and a flash and another rotor and a flash. And what this does is by timing the difference between the flash and when you see the rotor, you can know where the rotor was when you saw it. So you know your angle, let me pop open this. So you know your angle this way in the scene, and you know your angle this way and this way relative to the center of the lighthouse. So that's how you can tell where you are kind of in 2D space from the lighthouse's point of view with the traditional system. So that's really cool. I still think lighthouses are the coolest, but the Lighthouse 2.0 has one rotor. And that's kind of been the major technical innovation here. Okay, I'll turn down the music. So that's kind of been, I guess, one of the major technical innovations. The second technical innovation is that with a single rotor, they also are now avoiding the OOTX. So you notice how that there's no additional lights on the outside of this? It means that it's only the center rotor. So now there's no flash like this in order to synchronize off of. So all of the information about where these rotors are must be included on the light coming from the laser itself, which basically is why you can't use a 2.0 lighthouse with a 1.0 sensor, because now this data that's coming off of here is encoded at a really high speed, and there's no way for a 1.0 sensor to decode it. So that's why the 1.0 sensors, they're also known as the TS3633s, like this thing right here. These things only have a single output, an envelope output, whereas the new ones, the TS4231s, these are a little bit more advanced. They have a data output and an envelope output. Yeah, I am lucky about that. So that's how that works. One of the other things I would like to do while we're still doing a bit of a recap is show you guys the video that we took earlier today on the, oh come on, which one is it? This one. We have it spinning, and you can actually kind of see here, this is the light that's being cast on the inside of the lighthouse. So you can see that the two sides are kind of offset. So one of them is like this, and one of them is like this. So when they're spinning around, it's actually, you can tell like where on the beam you are this way, and where on the beam you are on the other one this way, because they are offset. That's how they can get away with a single rotor design. Let's see here, what else was there about this that was interesting? I don't really remember what else we talked about here. Yeah, we found out that was kind of useless. Guess this was the other one. So you can see that the other interesting part is that, so this is the one that's offset in this direction, and then at a 90-degree offset, come on, there's another one offset in this direction. And for the whole back of the rotor, there's just nothing. And so that's how they put it all on a single rotor. And just so you guys know, we took this video by using an infrared camera. And the infrared camera can see clean through the front of the lighthouses, whereas a normal camera would not be able to. Okay, I guess
and
now
so now the goal is to get the signal that's
yes.
within the envelope?
Yeah, well, no. The envelope is kind of what the old ones did. We need to get the data. So we need to be able to decode where the rotor is based off of the light that's being encoded out back at us.
Okay.
And so, note that the laser line comes out perpendicular to the stripes you see on the lens. Ah, you're right. I did actually do that. I moved my hand wrong with that one, so I will clarify that. So this one here, see how the stripes are like this? This actually creates a laser line that goes this way. You guys can see my mouse in the live stream, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the laser is actually being cast out like a sheet in this direction. So that's what's really going on here. So let's try to get our setup going again. I'm going to probably try to use the Sele again, and we will, I guess we'll set this up, shoot it at a box, and go from there.
So are these lighthouses not yours?
These, okay, so...
Are they on loan?
Oh, I guess we should also mention that part of the deal. So these lighthouses are Valve's property.
Okay.
I was worried initially because I thought that they had sent me a PDF of an NDA, like a non-disclosure agreement with them. And I'm like, I'm not going to sign an NDA about this. But it turns out they didn't. They just made me sign something that acknowledged that they are still their property.
Okay.
And I even sent them an email back saying my intent is to like reverse engineer this and display all of the information for the public to see everywhere.
Okay.
And if they're not okay with it, don't send it to me. They sent it to me, so here we are.
But you're not allowed to take it apart?
They didn't expressly say it, but I don't want to take it apart because it is their property.
Fair enough.
Other than being in or standing with Valve for destroying their device, like how much would these cost? Would these be more expensive than like the final model?
I would imagine not. So there were some lighthouses that were made which could be either Vive 2.0 or Vive 1.0, and I'd imagine those are really expensive.
These don't look like that they're...
No, they can only do 2.0. So they would probably be on the order of around $80 a piece. For OEMs, maybe. I'd imagine they're probably going to charge maybe... I'm just spitballing. I have no idea what it's actually going to be, but I would imagine probably about 120 would be my guess. I'm waiting for iFixit to give a -1 on the serviceability scale. Oh.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Well, that's a hint.
Okay. Oh, hey, look at that. I got some nice data here.
That's...
So actually that was another thing we should have mentioned. Not worth it. We're not worth mentioning. So right now what the goal is, we have, hold on, let me switch. So right now what we're trying to do is we have the lighthouse right here. Actually that's kind of cool that you can kind of see. So yeah, there's the lighthouse, and it's got the two lasers kind of offset a little bit, and I'm pointing it at this this just cardboard box right here, and then we have here the sensor, the custom TS4231 sensor, So this board has right there a TS4231 and a photodiode and an ESP8266 that I right now have hooked up to a logic analyzer. Idea is point the thing at the wall. Hopefully the backscatter will hit it. And even though Ben Jackson says this will not be helpful, I don't have anything else to go on right now, so hopefully, even if it isn't helpful, we will learn enough about why it's not helpful to know what to do next to get that solved. I see some people have been commenting. Let's see, what do they say?
You're talking about the mic picking up something
Well,
when you moved it around.
that's our senior.
Oh, Josh, the Raspberry Pi just works. The only annoyance with the Raspberry Pi right now is the draw calls are absurdly slow on the Raspberry Pi, but the GPU, when it draws, is super fast. So it's definitely something that I've been like trying to poke everywhere I can, and nobody has an answer for me. But other than that, it looks like it works pretty good. Are these model 1004? 1004 is the start of all of our model numbers. I don't know what model numbers these are.
I think it's on the side there.
I think those are serial. Those are serial numbers.
Serials.
This is model number 1004. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't see any additional information that would be helpful. It has a different part number though. Oh, you guys can't see that right now, can you? So V00266400 Rev A. Okay. I don't actually know how to make SIGROC use this particular analyzer. I would be up for that though. That's a good point. Let's give that a shot. And I gotta put some here, so. That's concerning. Somehow I've broken the app in my computer.
Yeah, you broke your package manager, bro.
I don't know how I did that.
That's really weird.
I have no idea what's going on there. It's just all the same error, I guess, yeah. Hash sum mismatch.
What was it? Maybe run at the bottom.
Apt-get update or try with fix missing.
That's what you did.
Yeah. Maybe they meant with this? Yeah, no, it's not going.
No, apt-get. Yeah, you did that.
Yeah,
you did
I tried.
update, right?
Yeah. Great. This is going to turn into another episode of Help Charles Fix Linux.
No.
Do you think we should just go back to using the bootleg software?
Nobody's saying anything.
Maybe I can get SIGROC to work on my computer while you do
That would be really cool. Let's do that.
Okay. Let's... It's cross-platform. Perfect.
So this looks like a pretty good bitstream to me. You can't turn off the unused Sele channels in something that is the hardware of that uses the Cypress chip. So the Cypress chip is the one that Sele used in their initial logic analyzers, And the Cypress chip is also what a lot of the other, like, generic logic analyzers use.
Pretty much anything else that does like large bit streams.
I did do apt-get update fix missing.
Did you leave your laptop there, or do you want me to install it on your Windows machine, or?
Yeah, pop on my laptop. It's sitting right there on the floor.
Okay. That's a Dell.
No, in the backpack.
Okay.
Sure, whatever. Let's just go pop this stream open and see what we get. Do we get good data after a little while?
Would you prefer I install it on Linux or Windows?
Let's do it in Linux. So people are giving suggestions. dpkg-configure A. This actually looks like a really good capture, so I'm going to save this one.
This boots so fast.
Which one?
It's Fire Stick.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that must be a really big file.
Why is it in emergency mode?
Emergency mode?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Linux.
Oh, because it tries to mount... I made it so it's required to mount the Windows partition. And if Windows is in some sort of weird state, which Windows loves to be in, it can confuse things.
Just do Control-D.
Boot into Windows, and then I'll tell you what to do to make Windows actually not foul the state.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. What have people been saying?
Not a lot.
So apt-get update fix missing. I already tried that. Turn off the unused Sele channels. Yeah, I can't do that. The Cypress FX2, easy use. I know, Packer. Oh, no, yeah. This one uses the FX2. I have an FX3, which I could be doing for this sort of thing. Wait, why did that video stream die?
Stream's still going.
Yeah, but the, sorry, weird. This stream, the anyway, yeah, the FX2 is pretty cool. FX3 is cooler. I'm still using Lighthouse 1.0 controllers because I am waiting until my current controllers trackpads fall off before switching to 2.0. And by the way, even if your trackpad controllers fall off, you can just fix them.
He says fail.
What?
He said fail.
I know. I'm saying even if they fail, you can fix them.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've actually, FX... Yeah, okay, you're right. It isn't cheap. But I would never use an FTDI, so... Anyway, let's actually try to process some of this data.
What do I need to do to fix Windows?
So, in Windows, let me see it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go into My Computer.
Okay.
Actually, just Windows E. And then you have to, this PC, double-click on D drive, double-click on any folder, then close it, and then shut down.
What?
And then when you power it back on, it'll be fine.
What?
I hate Windows 10.
How did you even find that as to be a solution?
I spent about 5 hours trying to figure out why I couldn't mount the Windows drive from Linux, and then it was like, oh, Windows still has it jammed open. Not 5 hours, probably 2 hours. And then I kept going back and forth and eventually fixed it. Yeah, I don't really understand how engineers are still willing to use FTDI. At some point...
What's the matter with FTDI?
So, okay, there's this thing called FTDI Gate.
Mm-hmm.
And it was...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was when FTDI released drivers that bricked other devices that use the same drivers as the FTDIs that they somehow got certified by Microsoft, and then they decided to go back and then brick, like literally they released a driver that bricked the not real FTDI devices. So that means that they spent some like engineer's time like to go reverse engineer their competitors' products in order to brick them. And like, what? So there was like literally cases of like hospital beds that were now broken because FTDI decided that they didn't like other people using parts that would be labeled the same in the gray market. Like, okay, I get it. Like, you're annoyed that other people are using some of your work, but if your recourse is to brick hospital beds, what? And so that happened, and that was bad, and everybody was like, what the heck, FTDI? This is terrible. We don't want to use your stuff. And then 2 years later, FTDI did it again. So, no, just stop using FTDI entirely. The company needs to go out of business. It's just hideous. Like, a company needs to be punished for when it does absolutely egregious stuff like that.
So I accidentally booted to Windows, so I went to D drive and went to any folder, and that's it, and I'll close it.
What? Yeah, you have to go to D drive, go into some folder, close it, and then reboot. Oh boy, so many things. Okay. By the way, I'm guessing that Ben is probably quiet on the issue because Ben feels like the kind of guy who'd be like, yeah, but they have some really good products, so we just use the products when they make sense. Just guessing. You seem like that kind of guy. Like, not to let politics get in the way of good engineering decisions.
Curse you, Ben.
I'm just guessing. Just guessing. You seem like the kind of guy. It's hard to argue with because politics, yeah. Anyway. So a while.
Oh, come on. I didn't do it right somehow.
That's weird. Sometimes you have to do it again. I don't really know why.
You know I can install it on Windows too, right?
Just, yeah, sure, do it on Windows, whatever. Stop texting me. Okay. Yeah, and TCL, like a lot of people are like, oh, well, you should be monitoring your supply chain. Like, you can't. It's just not practical to make sure that you actually have 100% authentic chips. Like, fake chips work their way into things. Just no way. So, Ben, the problem with the FTDI chips and saying that the drivers will fail on it is when a clone makes a clone, or somebody makes a clone of the FTDI chips, which passes the driver check of the current driver. Then you use the parts, it says it passes the driver check, FTDI finds out later that, oh no, those parts actually were fake, and then they release another driver bricking your parts. That's actually, I believe, how FTDI Gate 2 happened, because they did have measures in place to make it so you couldn't use the FTDI drivers with the gray market, not the gray market, the black market chips. And people were like, oh, I guess I can't use those. But then there were other black market chips that they found later that would, yeah.
FTDI Gate 2?
Yeah.
So they did it more than once?
Yes, no, FTDI Gate happened, and everyone was like, this is horrible! And then they did it again.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't understand how a company can be that mindlessly... Like, if they only did it once, I would still use their stuff. Yeah. They did it twice. Okay, Ben. Do you really want to buy chips that are marked, like they have a stamp on them, and you know that company, if you have a stamp, that chip with that stamp on it, they might tell you can't import your product. I would much rather have a stamp on a chip that says, we don't really care, you can do whatever you want. I don't want to worry about that. Okay, I really shouldn't be arguing about this politics here because we have some protocol analyzing to get through. I would really like to move the stream on. I have very strong feelings about it. Some of them are probably a little bit too strong and probably not right, but...
So what are we trying to do right now?
I'm going to try to analyze the stream that we took from the previous live stream.
Yeah. See you later, MKME Lab. I don't know who you are, but it's nice having you in the stream.
Oh. Shouldn't have clicked that button. Oh, no, that wasn't that bad. Up that. You know what? I'll just delete the first line. This is just too much work. Sweet. So you can read all of the individual. It's a little concerning though, because the time is not clear enough. You do need doubles. Is it G? Is that how you do importing doubles?
Oh, okay.
Cacao wants to know what the purpose of the script is.
Which one?
Presumably the one you're working on?
So right now what I'm trying to do is read all of the times back in from Sele, so I can write some sort of simple high-level protocol analyzer.
Do you think they're using some kind of existing protocol and didn't make their own?
We will find that out. I don't know is the answer.
Okay.
Gee. I don't understand. Is it like LF? Is that how that works? Aha! Spectacular. This looks like data. So let's see, delta. I'm worried I may have pissed off Ben. I hope I didn't. I'm worried. Ben, are you still there? Do you hate us now? Ben?
Is it the West Coaster?
He is.
What time is it for him? It's like dinner time.
Oh, okay, good, good. He doesn't care about FTDI. Whew.
Arsenio, are you talking about Dell XPSs?
Dodged a bullet there. Okay. Let's see. So we have basically a few different possibilities for what the time between the two would be. Let's see. So we got 12.5, 0.8, 0.04. My guess is if it's 0.833333, it's the shorter. Uh-oh. We might not have enough resolution at this to tell. So if I was doing this, I guess I would look for the delta between the transitions and not care about the polarity, probably. I mean, it could be any number of schemes, but... So I'm guessing, so 12.5 and 1.1666667, those would probably be a logical 1. So if it's greater than 0.2, then we'll just print an X. if, actually we'll just do a new line. Delta is greater than 0.1. That would be a 0. Now let's just see what happens if we run this through. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have a problem here. 24 hertz really was not enough to capture at. I wish I did have access to my other analyzer right now. Man, I feel really bad. You guys stuck with me in this lame environment. I don't think we're going to be able to decode this at 24 megahertz. And I don't think SIGROC will help us get any faster, right? Did you already have SIGROC installed?
Yeah, it's on here.
Let's try plugging it in and see what options you get. If we could get like 30 megahertz, we'd be fine.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it'll...
Here.
I mean, yeah, but...
So, just so you guys know, the reason that's a good choice. I'm a little bit concerned here. So the reason I'm concerned, just so you guys know, is this is one time slice, so 41 nanoseconds. And so like it's difficult for me to tell, okay, that's obviously a long period. But like here to here, that might be a short or it might be a long. I really don't know which it is. And like that's probably a long, but like here to here, like is that a long or is that a short? Come on. Like, I don't know. So we may not be able to use this analyzer for this anyway.
Do you know how this is supposed to like appear on your computer?
What do you mean?
It's unknown. I just installed the drivers.
Got it. Okay, I'll let you do that. In the meantime, maybe we should just get the ESP to go do the job. I still don't have the wireless. I didn't actually reboot my computer in the meantime, so I don't have wireless still. Actually, would you mind connecting the ESP again? Let's see if we can get some reasonable coming from it.
Do you know what driver you need for this?
No.
But what chip does it? What chipset is used?
It's a Cypress chipset, but I don't know much beyond that. It is a Cypress.
Looks like we're getting something pretty consistent. Consistent on 91 words, and that's pretty much what it looks like all the way
That might be good.
through. For sure.
Right, it is pretty consistent. The data's still a little trashy. It's kind of still hard to tell.
Arsenio says he has something we might be able to borrow.
That would be really cool, but sadly you're not here now. It's a Cypress CY7C6
68013A.
Can you Google that for me?
Ticket network.
Or Super Soaker or somebody.
What did you say? Cypher's what?
CY68013A.
$13 or $30?
CY7C 68013A.
Did you find the driver, Super Soaker?
About.
I think it is the 8051 core. I mean, I don't know. At this point, we really probably should just be using the ESP to do the sampling. So I think I got ahead of myself with protocol analysis. I just don't see it happening that way. Yeah.
Ben says he feels like we could get something out of the 24 megahertz for what we're capturing.
It just makes me so nervous because if there is any kind of shifting. Okay, Ben, if I was going to modulate this, I would probably just use straight Manchester. Yeah. So it would have to be, the ones would have to, or zeros would have to be paired up. I'm just so worried that there could be glitches in the data when we sample this low. I would want to see, like, really clear, like, a bin here and a bin here and then no data in the middle. When you get data in the middle or really close to it and you don't have any safety guard, it just... I feel like there's a lot of room for this to get messed up. So let's at least look at it. Yeah, I don't know. So I see a lot of situations where the ones aren't paired. Or zeros aren't paired. So I guess that would mean that probably using the wrong bit rate at that. Or not bit rate, but like... Okay, let's actually try to see here. So if there's about as many ones as zeros. Yeah, it's just that this does not look like what I could figure out.
The analysis method adds phase noise because you had in-all phase noise in every edge.
I mean, I'm not really, that was just something I was throwing together. I don't feel like I'm seriously analyzing anything yet. I'm trying to just look at this and get a feel for it. So let's just say everything on average is about 16 microseconds. So let's see, here to here is 16, here to here is 16, here to here is 16. So that would be like a 1, 1, 0. Well, and what does this mean?
How's it going?
A little rough.
Did you get the logic analyzer?
We have a terrible logic analyzer, which not even deserves to be called a logic analyzer. Arseno, ESP8266, reset causes. There's a forum post somewhere. Oh, actually, I think that's it. Here it is. Watchdog reset. Don't know why. Man, this is serious deja vu for me. So, like, that's just... Yeah, I feel like if I had more bitrate, I could actually see what's on, but it's really hard with this. Do you have it working yet?
I'm installing the driver now.
I'm gonna yoink this back real quick.
Please do.
Maybe if I record at 16 megahertz, it'll add the no man band. Oh, man. Oh. I mean, this looks a lot better, but it gives us absolutely no margin. No, it's worse. Never mind.
Chance.
I gotta just make this actually refresh instead of pretend to refresh.
Certain chronic tabs.
Yeah, it's like
Just
every
refresh
hour. Yeah, it
5
should just
seconds or
kill
so.
it. Well, no, it's like every hour it needs to stop and get the new OAuth token. Because OAuth is a bunch of pain. But admittedly reasonable, so it's hard to argue it.
So does it die on the hour or
It's
just...
like it's 1 hour from when I got the OAuth token.
Okay.
So I started the stream at 9:30. It's now like 10:30, and so you're listening multiple 6 or better 12, where your life is going to be even harder. Yeah, but I want something that's off interval. I don't want it on interval. There's no way though. Like this is just. Like I'm looking at like this right here. Is this a 1 or a quick or a short? Like to me this looks like fast, 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 long, long, fast, fast, long, fast, fast. Yeah, but is that a fast? Oh. That has to be a long. That has to be a long, 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 long.
That looks pretty consistent.
That has to be a short. Then this would have to be a long. That would have to be a long. Bums! He's right. Okay, so here's the trick. Okay, this is just how I would go and analyze it. If you have something where there's no transition for a while, like this, it has to be a long.
Out of the fridge.
We left the milk out of the fridge, Adam. So long, 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 long. And then this one right here might be a long because there's...
It's a short.
It's gotta be, yeah, because it's gotta be... The short transitions always will have to be paired no matter what. And so, for instance, this one here, like I'd be like, well, maybe this is a short. Or, yeah, but if it was a short, then there's no way it would be followed by something that long.
Donald Duncan's asking, and it didn't show up in your chat log, if we can get the capture file from Sele rather than CSV. Like on GitHub or
Oh,
something?
so I deleted the first one, but I could release another one. Save capture. Computer. Desktop.
I feel like we don't need SIGRUC anymore right now.
Yeah, because I feel like we might be able to do this with 24 megahertz, but it's going to be really hard.
We only got that for a little bit longer.
Oh.
I'm about to request any more specific shifts.
I don't know. I feel like I want it to be fun. And I know if you just tell me, like, I don't know, there's certain things, like, we can try to look to see if it looks like the pattern is, like, NRZI, like, if it's the transition of a 1 to 0 indicating a 1 or a 0. And we have to worry about, I have one question, Ben. Are you bit stuffing? If you aren't bit stuffing, that will make my life so much easier. Ben, are you bit stuffing? I feel like that's a reasonable hint to ask for. Right, so Ben, there is a problem though. There is a specific case that we can get ourselves into with this that I don't think we can get ourselves out of. Let me see if I can find another instance of it.
Your question about bit stuffing already includes an incorrect assumption. So the answer is no.
What does moo mean in this
Moot.
context?
Like, moot?
It's probably moot.
I thought it was mute.
Already includes an incorrect assumption. Well, oh no. Okay, so what Ben might be hinting at is it is possible. Okay, how about this?
Oh,
One
moo.
more
You did
hint.
say moo.
Ben is the reason behind this because the bitstream itself is going to be well behaved by the nature of the bitstream being what it is. Like, when I say well behaved, I mean not too many of. I guess there's really no problem with there being too many. Okay. Is the bitstream in such a way that there would not be a boatload of ones or a boatload of zeros all in a row? Or whatever the common symbol for that would be. But neither yes nor no because the question is so very wrong. Do we know Brian? Is he somebody important? So Ben says it is well behaved. So what that means is this is going to be a lot harder to decode what that bitstream means when the time comes to it. Ugh.
Although it's DC balanced.
Yeah, but it, well... Oh. Ooh. What schemes are there for DC balancing that? No. No, Ben. Oh, no. So, unless I'm misunderstanding you, you're saying that yeah, I know. I asked about bit stuffing because is that how you get back to DC balancing? But it sounds like it's not. It sounds like there may be some like deep algebraic philosophical thing going on here that makes it so that this information about the timing is somehow transferred in a way that you just happen to know it will always be DC balanced, like some sort of extra coding scheme on top, or maybe it's not even a coding scheme at all, but just you have somehow bent a new type of data stream. Please no. No. Oh no. I'm so worried now.
He said yes, yes.
No! No! We will spend a large amount of time trying to figure this out then, if he's not joking with us. If we ever figure it out.
He said, you're so close. He said earlier that that it was going to take you a couple of streams, but he was really excited to see you figure it out.
Okay, I guess that means the right answer now for me is I would like to capture high-speed stuff so we get really clear shorts and longs. Even though you're right, I think, well, I'll spend a couple more minutes trying to figure out if I can actually be sure to identify like a long, short, long, or I'm not convinced that we can actually determine that from this, but if we have a higher speed thing we're analyzing with, and then I will just...
You don't have a scope here?
I don't have it. I need something I can capture the data and store it.
Alright.
Goodbye, Ben. Hopefully we'll see you again someday. Victorious or not. This is a wrench that Ben has been ready to throw into the stream for probably over a year. Goodbye, Ben. Thanks.
That is 4.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so for you guys out there who are wondering what this means, there are a lot of protocols, like USB or whatever, which are relatively simple and straightforward to decode like ones and zeros, or Ethernet, like 10 base T. Like that would have been awesome if it was like 8B10, or something like that, where you would take a stream of data, and then you can transform the stream of ones and zeros into something that's nicely balanced and has about the same number of ones and zeros on the signal and plays nicely, like the bandwidth is right. So for instance, one of the reasons why Ethernet is so much better than serial is because if you look at the, let's see, if somebody has a good picture of this, I guess not. The nice thing about things like Ethernet is that they don't have very much low frequency noise or like interference. So like you can have lower frequency noise and it won't mess up Ethernet, and that's really cool. The idea is that for Ethernet with Manchester encoding, you have like ones and zeros as like which way they shift, and there are other schemes too. Actually, it might be like that, but the idea is behind either Manchester or NRZI or any of these, you have these transitions. Now, if you look up USB, that one's kind of interesting because they instead have like a bit stream, and then what they'll do is they'll stuff bits in order to make sure that it stays about DC bias, like about the same in DC. Oh, actually, I don't know why I said bit stuffing. I'm dumb. I asked Ben some dumb questions. This might actually not be as bad. He might just be messing with me because of my lack of knowledge. Anyway, I could have sworn that was different. Okay, so maybe this is kind of dumb. Anyway, you have other encoding schemes. Now, what I'm worried about specifically is if Ben has done something to make it so that his data the data he's trying to get across of where the rotor is so encoded, or encoded in such a way that it just happens to satisfy all of these properties, which would mean that he has gone through some like deep analytical thing, thinking through how he would convey this information the best way possible. And as what we've already learned from Ben coding from the first live stream, or second live stream, Ben is spectacular at figuring out the tightest possible way to convey data, even if it means that it's almost impossible for anybody else to figure out what it is. And I'm worried about that. So, if this was NRZI, it would actually be more like here to here. So it's the transition of going up, down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, down. Is that an up? It's an up. So the goal here would be to look at this bit stream and try to figure out I mean, I'm trying to run the existing Manchester code thing. It's not working. All it's doing is giving me a bunch of ones. Or a bunch of zeros.
Didn't he say 1 bit per transfer?
1 bit per transfer? What does that mean?
Question from Brian.
Yeah, I see it. I don't know what that means. Huh.
How fast does it spin? Do you know?
What do you mean?
How fast does the head spin? How many?
Didn't we say like 6,000 there?
No, 3,000 RPM.
3,000.
50 hertz. Is 12.5 slow or fast though? I mean, I'm pretty sure I just tried it. It didn't seem to work. We'll just do straight Manchester.
And the analyzer says middle drop down is X bits per transfer.
Oh, hey, look at that. No, it's still wrong. I mean, 1 bit per transfer, that's just going to split it up kind of funny. Yeah, it just splits it up a little weird. But it's all just 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. And it refuses to go past 5, so. Tell you what. Let's just try to use the FX3 to do this. I mean, I don't know, are you guys up for... I don't know how much you're really going for this, but...
I'm paying attention to your chat.
Yeah.
There's not much I can contribute to this.
Okay, so here's my idea, guys. I'm willing to spend another hour on this. I say we try to use this FX3 board I got right here which is a $45 dev board you can buy from DigiKey, running the firmware I wrote back in December, and see if we can turn this into a 100 megahertz logic analyzer to go solve this problem. I want to give it a shot. Everybody on board? Means that you guys might sit here for another hour and we might get absolutely nowhere.
I'm on.
But that's how engineering goes. Okay. Hook this up. It's 0 and 1. Okay, let's give this thing a shot. Closing down the fake Sele stuff. I'm gonna close this proto-analyze stuff because we're not going to use that. Instead, what we are going to do, FX3 fun. Okay, apparently I haven't even checked it out.
Are you using your other logic analyzer right now?
No. Here. You can use it. If you can get this thing to capture it above 24 megahertz, even if it's just one channel, I'm going to be happy with that. I'm pretty sure it's not possible, though. Packer says it's not possible. Okay, why is this not working?
I'm not surprised. That's since you're going over USB. That's so cute. I don't want to record words. So what for those of you who are unaware, what I have is a FX3 board that I wrote back in December, firmware for, that basically turns it into a really dumb ultra high speed logic analyzer that's $45. But I never wrote any firmware after that, like no way of recording the data or anything, just enough to make sure I could read the bits off the bus, 16 bits at 100 megahertz, which is 1.6 gigabits per second, and just stream it. So right now what I'm trying to do is write something that can actually store the data to the hard drive. And what I'm actually going to do is only do 8 bits at once, because I don't really want to do much more.
actually.
Yeah, no. You can only go 24 megahertz for this one.
Okay. Actually, this is probably going to be less than 10 minutes. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. Okay, I'm glad that other people, like, that they're saying go for it. So, I'm happy here. Oh.
Wow.
Hmm.
It's outside.
I'm a little bit worried about my sump pump. I hear it having trouble.
I hear it running.
I hear, but like it's like hitting it like every like 10 seconds.
Yeah, your cell phone likes to turn on and then turn off pretty quick because like it just.
Does somebody mind? Are you up for checking that for me? Just like go, it's underneath the stairs. No, outlaw, because it's a really cramped space, and just make sure that it's not like. Just like lift up the cardboard thing and make sure that it's not doing something stupid. I've played with the ESP32 a lot, and that's actually one of the reasons I haven't been around is because some people have been getting me to use it for some commercial projects. As much as I hated the ESP IDF initially, it's really good. It's just really good. It's not as much fun. It's really not as much fun as the ESP8266, but it is, it's good. What am I doing wrong? Why is the sig faulting? Oh. Does it look okay?
I don't know what some pumps do. There is an amount of water in it. It doesn't look dangerous by any means. There's like, I don't know, probably like 10 inches or so of empty air, of airspace. Here.
Okay, but like it's going up and then it's actually draining, or is it like going like up and draining, or what?
There was no variation in the water.
Even when it cut on? Weird.
Yeah. It's either, I think it might be just keeping up with it.
That's concerning.
I don't have a basement, so I don't know what goes on with some pumps.
Okay.
They turn on and make the water go out.
The thudding you're hearing is some kind of pipe you got next to your sump pump. Which I think is, you got like, I think it's where the water's getting pumped out.
Okay.
So you have a pipe where the water gets pumped out, and usually you have a pipe for the air coming in.
Okay.
Sometimes.
One of them is like the one that's shitty.
Yeah, because the pump's turning on and off.
You were right. That was a very small space. I barely made it in myself.
Hey, if my sump pump fails during the stream, I'll leave the stream running, but I'm fixing the sump pump. It is bytes divided by 1,000. Because it's in megahertz, not megabytes or whatever. What is up with this? The data is totally useless. Great, if I have to restart this every time. Okay, so it clearly has good data. Why is like every other 32767 chunk zeros? What could the length unit be if... Yeah, we are getting a ton of rain over here.
It's supposed to be running like the entire week.
Huh. Someone, what they did is when their sump pump died, they had a regular submersible pump. They hooked it up to an Arduino and a relay. That's kind of cool. I like your joke, Josiah. Yeah. how is it outputting a 0? What, am I dumb? Data. Oh, buffer. That would explain everything, actually. That's actually really concerning. That should not be 9697. I might have to cut the stream and go back to Windows and reflash this thing. Or like change this flash code some.
What? Just hearing the conversations in the other room.
Can you connect into the ESP and see if it's still getting actual data?
It says it's offline. Only.
Oh, you know what? You gotta wait a little while. So do something else while. Oh, yes, you can't because you gotta stay connected. So close this tab, open it up in a different browser. That'll work.
Still getting data.
Hmm?
Still getting data.
Okay, so something I should have done more testing on my FX board. Although, no, I did test it. It did work. What is going on? You know what? What's bitrat? Oh, well, yeah, what? I don't remember. I know, what does that term mean? I know it's like a well-known term, I just can't remember right now.
Breakdown of cells and flash memory by subsequent writes.
Did he have to say about that? Or like, why did he say that? Josh, why did you say that?
Has not responded, but speculation. Code rot, unless no. Speculation is that he was making a meme. Or a joke.
I don't understand it, but okay.
About code rotting, introducing bugs. He's trolling.
Okay. Good, we're only 15 minutes into this whole trying to make the wrong tool work for the right job. Found out there's a reset button on the thing, so I don't have to keep clicking it. Or unplugging and replugging. No, I have been reflashing it every single time. Right here. Every time I plug it in, actually. So the Cypress FX3 Studio is only for Windows. Okay, so here's the stupid thing. They bothered porting this entire behemoth of a development environment to Linux, except for the only tool that they didn't publish how to actually like write the output to. So you need one tool that nobody knows how to write because it's encrypted, and that one tool works in Windows only. And everybody who tries to use it in Linux, like, asks them, like, hey, I can't find this program in Linux. They're like, oh, that's because it doesn't exist in Linux. How are we supposed to use this in Linux? Oh, well, you have to use Windows to actually use this environment. So the whole thing about them like supporting Linux was just bogus. But right now, I think I can get out of it without actually going back into that tool, but I don't really know. I'm a little bit just worried I should have just... Actually, I'm really frustrated right now. Why isn't this working? I hate my barm. It would work in VirtualBox, yes. But what benefit does that offer me? Yeah, it's really confusing that they bothered with all of that effort and then did not go the last, like, 6 inches. What am I missing? Why is that not working? Maybe that error is just dumb. So how do you flash this? How do I convert the... I don't know how to turn the elf into an image. No. Trying to get this FX3 to do USB analysis, but I'm inclined to just cut this off right now. I guess I'll pick it up if we're able to get a lot of really good data. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to solve this right now, and it'd be a lot easier if I rebooted into Windows in order to rebuild the firmware. I don't know. Thanks everybody for coming out so far. I think it's reasonable we might be able to decode it, but I feel like before we start the next live stream, we would have to have a huge chunk of like really solid data, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, I guess we'll be cutting it a little bit short, and thank you everybody for coming out. Yeah. Any last notes before that's it? I don't see anybody in chat. Oh, wait. No, it should still be up. Chat should still be working.
Chat is still working for about another 2 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Boom. See ya. Don't buy FTD high. Thanks, Dan. Good night, everyone. Yes, we'll definitely be getting the data out as soon as we get it.